Top state lawmakers reacting to Governor Hochul's budget proposal, which allocates $2.4 billion for New York City's migrant crisis.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan McKay sat down exclusively with New York Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins and has her reaction.
And everybody's just ready to get to work.
Governor Kathy Hochul's budget address on Tuesday kicked off the next 2 months of budget negotiations, as the state legislature will start holding hearings next week on the governor's proposals. Since Democrats control the Senate, Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins will be one of 3 people in the main room hashing out the budget with the governor and Assembly Speaker.
Now that $2.4 billion that Governor Hochul allocated to the migrant crisis, do you feel like that's going to be enough?
We put in almost $2 billion last year, and I know that the crisis has not abated. So I think we're all understanding that we want to certainly be helpful to the city of New York. And we also all understand, as we continue to understand, that we really need our federal government to step up.
In the meantime, Hochul says she is traveling to D.C. on Friday to ask the White House for more support. We asked Stewart-Cousins what she has heard from federal leaders.
They're advocates, but we have to make sure that the decisions that get made from the top are really taking in consideration how much more they can do, how much faster they can do it.
We also asked Stewart-Cousins if she believes that more migrants should be moved upstate. So far, only around 100 have been relocated to upstate communities. The majority leader, whose conference includes both upstate and downstate Democrats, deflected the question.
I don't think this I think the conversation is, how do we address the humanitarian crisis? We continue to work with the mayor, and he is obviously looking for resources. And again, I understand why, and we are certainly willing to provide these resources.
Now, when it comes to housing, last year, lawmakers walked away without being able to reach an agreement on housing initiatives. We asked if Senate Democrats are looking at tax incentives to encourage developers to build more affordable housing.
I'm certainly hoping we'll be able to come up with something comprehensive. While we are getting there, I also know that we need to protect tenants who are in housing.
And speaking of taxes, we asked if Senate Democrats will be backing an increased tax on the ultra-wealthy.
We don't close off any possibilities, but we need to look at the numbers and say we have to balance our budget.
Now, the budget is due on April 1st.
You know, it is interesting because it does seem like the states always wanted to keep this crisis at arm's length. How much of a priority do you think it's going to be for the legislature this session?
Well, the state legislature last year allocated about $2 billion to the migrant crisis. But once the summer hit and once they left, that was it. They did not touch the subject again. And Senate and Assembly Republicans were calling for a special session to help deal with some of these issues with the migrant crisis, but they didn't do it. So the legislative leaders are really hoping to pin this on the federal government. They really want them to step in. But as Mayor Eric Adams said the other day, it doesn't look like the cavalry is going to arrive anytime soon when it comes to the migrant crisis. So it's going to all depend on how much worse this gets if Governor Greg Abbott from Texas continues to send buses to New York. But right now, there are not a lot of solutions coming from the state government.
Yeah. The other big question, how much the city will be getting in migrant aid? Did she say anything about that?
So how this budget process works is for about the next month until about mid-February, they're going to be holding joint hearings, the Senate and the Assembly, on some of the governor's proposals, everything from housing, healthcare, migrants. And then after that, they go back to their conferences and discuss what are their priorities. And since Democrats control both houses of the state legislature, they're going to be releasing what's called one-house budgets in like about mid to early March. And then after that, they have about 2 weeks to come to an agreement with the governor. But those one-house budgets, that's when we're going to really see what exactly they want to allocate to things like the migrant crisis, housing. We're going to see real dollars.
That's when you see their priorities.
Exactly.
Start to come into focus. All right, Morgan, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.